Welcome to Destination Divergence, episode 71. Yeah, that's right. You guys found a dead
God
dragon.
damn it.
We moved on. A little bit farther into
We
the
broke
plot.
the paradox.
You did it. One step further. You discovered more plot. Moving things forward. Yes, and just to jump right into the recap, before the recap even begins, SAO is dead. You guys visited his little I was gonna say shrine, but not really. His library and observatory and orrery up in the clouds, above the clouds at this point actually. A little floating island with a number of buildings atop it, where some of you had previously met with him, and it's how you guys got kicked off on the original Chasing the Draconic Prophecy and stuff. Pretty early in your adventure that you met him. But you guys haven't seen him in a while. And now you're visiting again, and there are spikes everywhere, and blood, and a dragon corpse. You've already looked around for loot, for anything that might be useful. You've killed the enemies in the area, and probably got vengeance, it seems like. So that's good. There was a terrifying beast-like figure with a triple-ended mace that was, fucked over in a car pretty good, but the rest of you got out mostly unscathed, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, because Nakarth caught the mace with his face.
Yeah, you happened to be by the door when it fucking Kool-Aid manned into the encounter.
To be fair, he was the best one to take it since he passed all the saves.
That and you were dodging already, which I think it still hit you, but it was made for a good mental visual. But yeah, that's where we currently left you. You guys were discussing what to do, what could be done, and I believe we were preparing to cast Speak with Dead to see what you could glean from this corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crazy how none of us thought to check in with our only dragon contact.
It's been a while.
No, we did.
We did shortly after the
periodically.
morning, and then we fucked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we did again before we started heading back to Passage.
We might
Did
have
we?
done.
Maybe we only thought about it.
One time we talked to him, but
If you mean in Pilus Merido, you guys only mentioned it. I remember this specifically because, yeah.
Because
Oh,
he was
yeah,
already
Because
dead.
at a moment of
Years
DM
ago.
panic.
yeah.
And the line seems dead. Don't know anything about the dragon, though.
Weird. Must be on another plane or something. Did you roll a nat one? I rolled a nat one. I don't know. Oh, strange.
Guild, you're acting weird right now.
Yeah. So big to like frame the scene again for you guys. You're inside Aseo's orrery, the gigantic dome with the like circular structures that orbit around each other, or at least they did last time you were here, as they all tracked the movement of the different planes and some important celestial bodies, stars, planets, other things of that nature. But now it's all kind of torn up. The shelves around the room have been torn apart, books have been scattered and, torn, burned, bloodied. It's a mess in here. The giant dragon shard that formed the center of the orrery previously has been shattered. Most of its fragments scattered around the room, embedded in things, but also the largest fragment of it has been used to pierce Aseo down into the I want to say pillar, but it's a short pillar, tiny pillar, pedestal, tiny pedestal beneath the orrery. He is pierced to that through the chest by this shard of crystal, dragon shard. And that's what you guys see. His body sort of draped and sort of arched over backwards as his midsection is lifted up by the pedestal, and the rest of him is just kind of flopped over dead.
Well, I will approach Asayo's body and look at its broken form and ask, Asayo, hello, are you there? I will cast Speak with Dead.
You cast Speak with Dead, which if I recall the wording of the spell correctly, grants the corpse some semblance of intelligence and life, but nothing really more than that. Some of its memory returns as it's still imprinted in the brain of the corpse, and that can be accessed. This is a creepy sight as you guys watch, as pretty much all of the body remains still. It remains flopped over the pedestal with the crystal piercing through it. Nothing moving except his long dragon neck rising up from the lower section, not like his head lifting up first, but the lower section kind of whipping his head up like it's a puppet. As it rises up, his jaw kind of reattaches itself as these ghostly apparitions hold him together for long enough to speak with you. He says with a very breathy voice, "Yes."
I'm going to ask you some questions, and I need you to just be as helpful as you can, and I know you won't be able to do everything that you want. First question, what happened here to you, this place?
It was a raid in the middle of the night.
Oops, sorry.
I was awake, but I was overpowered.
All right. Can they all hear this?
Yes.
Okay. Second question. Oh wait, was there an edit, guys, to the Roctal cache question? I was just looking at Nick's post.
It was mostly like specifying what the prophecy said about Raktakesh should
Oh yes, RTK, yeah.
X, Y, and Z come to pass would probably be the most precise way to come about it.
During the circumstances where you were last alive, what were the most likely outcomes of what was going to happen with Roctal Cash?
According to the prophecies.
Well, I say I believed in the prophecies.
Well, he can't speculate, so yeah.
Right. Oh, yes, okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So Leroy did ask, though, according to the last known location, which is fair, that doesn't require... It is a point in the past instead of a point presently, but it doesn't require speculation, if that's the question you want to ask.
He was, instead of saying what's the most likely, according to the prophecies, what's the most likely? Because pontification, if you ask what the most likely is.
So,
but I assumed his belief would line up.
His knowledge would end with when he died, what the state of the university knew then, and then put that into the prophecy function. Okay, yeah, that can be found, but it is a data point in the past, if that's what you still want to ask about.
Yep.
Okay. Last I knew, rising from hell on a warpath. A path of destruction.
Waiting for that period to birth into a comma, but I don't think it's gonna.
He just kind of trails off. Like he's trying to find more words, but there's not any more.
Thank you.
Not all of him is there.
That's very helpful. Third question. With what you know of Roctal, can he be defeated through violence?
It is in the realm of the possible, but it would be very difficult.
All right.
Even at the full strength of the dragons and the gods fighting together, it wasn't a clean victory. But that was against all of the overlords.
trying to find a way to phrase the question about the dragons in a way that might also get us information about where they are, instead of just, well, I guess Jordan Asaya is not being a shit about this. Who else, draconic or otherwise, would be a good ally in this campaign against Roktalkesh? Preferably notable beings, like real big allies, not countries.
Mm. Give me 1 second on that one, because I did neglect to prepare that one. Literally, even though I asked you guys to give me questions so I could prepare, I just literally forgot.
I
So
I
that's
edited that one on the fly.
I can give you. Let me start with this at least, and he'll trail off, but I'll give you more in a second as I look into this more. Pauldron, his keeper, his guardian, is dead. Unfortunately, that would have been the best place to start. Unfortunately, I am not in good standing with the rest of the chamber. But
Understandable.
I'm sure they know of this, and they may be moving to intercept on their own.
Yo, we get a whole dragon flight to help. All right, and last, we'll be taking anything that we can make use of in this campaign with us. What preparation should we have for traps or anything else before we try to repurpose these things?
If you speak of my things here on my island, they are all yours to take. I do not keep traps. I foolishly relied on my own strength to defend this place. Down below, if that is what you refer to, is another story entirely. It has been overrun by the undead. You have to deal with them more than you would with any traps we set ahead of time. They've likely set them all off already. Perhaps laid their own.
Big ups to Zambros.
And with that final question, as he trails off on that last sentence, his body is returned to the state it was in. The jaw pops back out. His neck moves back down in the same pattern it came up in, but in reverse. And he's laid back down in the exact same position that you found him in.
Almost like he never even really moved.
Almost.
Almost. Be sick if that was an illusion spell. It may be. I don't know. I never look at it.
No, it's definitely necromancy, and you know it.
Hey, I don't know. 5e. They wrote it wrong.
Leroy refuses to look at the spells so that he can reasonably assume they're all illusions and try to disbelieve them.
Excellent.
Rules lawyer into existence, everything.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was a lot of useful information. What do you guys think about potentially taking things from down below?
He just said we could take them, didn't he?
Yes, but also said that it's probably. Excuse me, I don't know how that happens.
How do you even do that?
Well, it's a speaker. It's kind of like my normal voice, but sort of arcane tick that comes up occasionally. He did say it would probably be challenging on account of all the undead.
Oh, yes, we have ways to deal with that, don't we?
Well, the question is, do we have
a
time?
while.
I'm with Drost. I feel like
Unless we would just be running right down there.
There's an imminent threat right now. I feel like we should be conserving our strength and and our time, unless there's a really targeted specific thing that.
Yeah, maybe we should have asked him what would be the most worthwhile to get.
Yo, DM, is there any stuff from the Orion Armory, like the R&D department, that we might have caught, like, that we might remember, but I don't remember?
I do
I remember that
remember
at the party bus.
Yeah, so
Probably a
Drost,
party airship though.
yeah, Drost invented the party bus design and gave that to them in exchange for some other things. And they created you guys a prototype to test out. And as a reward for that, and also the whole shenanigans and passage, they threw in one of the other prototypes they were working on in there, which Carrot currently has, the Orion harness.
Yeah.
They also gave us the assembly apparatus, if I remember correctly.
That's right, they did.
Yep,
yes.
that was part of it too.
That was part of it too. I would say that's probably the biggest projects they're working on at the time that you were there. I think.
Okay.
I mean, they likely have other stuff in the works, just in general. But as far as that location, at the time you were in there, who knows what they're working on now?
Yeah. So,
Not much.
Well, but they might have been working on something. We were gone for several months before the country exploded.
True. That was the slowest part of our journey.
It felt like almost a year or more, even. So that could be worthwhile, but again, it's a question of time versus reward.
Well, how quickly is the dragon approaching Barkeep?
Did we get a sense of how fast that guy could move, like in a geographical context?
He was fast as fuck.
I mean, yeah, extremely fast.
Yeah, I mean, I know it moved super fast, but I don't know if we have like a because like most things have to rest.
Right.
But I don't know if we have data points on that.
Made of swords has to rest.
Oh, you mean Rock Tolkesh? I thought you meant the Moonstone Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, the Moonstone Dragon. Oh no.
I think we should counter the Moonstone Dragon first, because it seemed like that was heading straight towards the thing that'll make Raktokesh stronger.
Yeah, I get the sense that Rock Tolkesh might be slower than that. Sort of a forerunner.
Yeah, this
And-
shit ain't going anywhere.
It was only like yesterday that Berkana said it broke out of hell, right? I think that was the timing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah.
And I'd prefer not to fight both at once. That seems scary.
Yeah, we might have time between killing that to go for the Orion treasury. Yeah.
We could handle the immediate situation first.
Anybody with a passive investigation above 15, roll me an investigation check.
True. Let me open Foundry. True.
True? That's pretty true.
Nick frantically launching his computer.
I am frantically
Into orbit.
launching. Alright. Passive investigation 19.
Quick,
Wait,
let me
mine's
get back to my house.
I'd like
above
to flash
15 or
Leroy.
15 and above.
15
Fuck
and
my
above
ass.
is fine. Yeah.
Hey, yo. I mean, it's something I hadn't seen before.
Yo.
Yeah, 15 and above. DC 15, passive investigation, roll me a real investigation check. This is more to figure out who uncovers it first. Is what the roll was for.
Not fucking me, I rolled a 2.
Alright.
I'm still
Leroy,
the slowest of us.
you put it together the quickest, just as an extra detail in there. Something, you flash it. Okay, Milos, you get it first.
No, I flashed
No,
Leroy.
flashed me.
Okay, that's fine. So 25. Leroy still gets it first. You realize something that with Milos' help, we'll say, because the flash of genius. Because Milos just said I wouldn't want to fight both at once. And Leroy, something about that sounded off to you. You realize that Aseo, during that conversation, did mention Raktalkesh's keeper dragon is dead.
Oh,
Oh no.
we did mention that. Was that the keeper? I guess it makes sense. Wait. That seems
Then-
really bad.
Then what just left the demon waste?
Could be undead.
You also recall a section of Rakana's recent message to you all. That the dragon rose, put people to sleep, transformed, and then summoned blades to impale them.
Oh, so that is Raktalkesh.
But how did put people to sleep? That was a monster. Does he eat things? Oh, that's cursed.
I mean, he summons swords. It might be something along the lines of summons the weapons of those it's defeated. Breath
I don't
weapon among
like
them.
Hmm.
War is all-consuming.
But what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Money.
True.
War.
You're not wrong.
War never changes.
This episode brought to you by Raytheon.
Dear God. The Monster Hunter free?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yo, imagine how much money you could make from a Raytheon sponsorship on a podcast.
God damn it.
Your Raytheon. That'd be amazing. Today I'll be giving away this B-17 bomber.
Today I'll be selling my soul.
That's amazing.
Oh wait, Milo's already did that.
Fuck.
Like a
Hey,
15-minute
it's
ad
not
read.
just Milos.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but Milo's did it the most.
So you guys have an
The
unidentified
implication.
flying apocalypse on the way. What you doing about it?
Kick it in the dick.
Get there.
Yeah, true.
Grab it
Okay.
and twist it.
And
Oh my
right in the
God.
penis.
Bop it.
MMA match.
Take a twister.
Oh no. So I just
Wicked.
realized this confluence of sort of ideas came across me through my own intelligence that I put them together. I think that dragon that Bakana mentioned might actually be Raktalkesh, not the Moonstone dragon that we dodged so easily on the way in to, I don't want to say summon Raktalkesh, to kill Durasteron. Just because of the way Bakana described what happened and all that. So we should probably be panicking a lot more than we have been.
I mean, all the more reason we need to get there, yeah? And
Yeah, no, we should be going,
Sure.
like, within the next hour,
Like
probably.
yesterday.
Or yeah, or like 6 days ago.
Alright. So we grab shit out of here real quick and then we fuck off.
That's where I'm standing right now, yes.
Okay,
Alright.
let's go.
Let's get searching.
We did already search for magical items in the
Yeah.
close area. I don't know how far you went, Rost.
I don't know, how fucking far did I go, DM?
Searching the island here. We made rolls to search the whole island, so
Oh, did we?
you
Okay.
guys have already rolled for that.
I remembered I got the
No double dippies.
dragon shards and shit, but I wasn't sure. Oh, I did. I get the potions too. Yeah,
Yep.
you're right.
Potions,
You're right,
dragon
you're right.
shards. There's something
Double
else.
dippies.
Oh, do we want to repurpose our Saya's body?
Now that's
It'd
a
be like-
question you can use and speak
That-
of dead to answer.
Hmm.
Are you an organ donor?
Can we revive him?
No, we just get a full license from him. Like that's the entire cast.
What are the limits on reviving a corpse? I do not know.
With the magic that I have, it's got to be within like a minute, I think.
That's going to be a little bit.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Didn't have more than a minute. Does anybody have more powerful revivification magic? Eli, you seem to cast that kind of thing.
Funny enough, I don't think Eli does. Let me look.
I don't think so either, but it could be.
Even if I was certain he didn't, I would still ask him.
I mean,
So that he
regenerate's
feels
not
bad
gonna
about it.
fucking do it, right?
Nah.
No.
No, it's not. No. Eli doesn't have Revivify, or what's the 5th level one?
Raised dead?
Raised Dead,
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
Eli doesn't have Raised Dead either. Nothing.
Hey, can you bring back dead people?
No, sir. I got limited skills, and I'm sorry.
End of sentence.
Gaze longingly into the distance.
I'm not so good at some things.
Exactly.
Fuck me.
All right. I don't have raised dead, do I?
This is
Just
why
forgot about it.
clerics are
Yeah,
OP. They can
highly
pray for the
doubt.
night and have it tomorrow.
That's true.
No. Do we want to spend one night to bring? Oh wait, no. You're
We
not
don't
a
have a
cleric.
cleric.
You just act like a cleric.
Yeah.
There's an,
And just disintegrate sometimes.
there's an
I think
easier
it's
option.
business time.
I think
My
we,
So what's that easier option?
we could
We
bring
fuck this
him
shit up
with
and
us.
then we pay someone to come do it.
We could do that.
Oh, that also works. I forget money exists sometimes. I mean, I remember it exists. I just forget you can hire people with it rather than just buying, fun things with it.
I hear if you
Sometimes I
kidnap
forget
a
it exists
priest, they'll
because there's
just
so
do
much of
whatever
it.
you say.
Sometimes.
I've never kidnapped a priest before. I've killed a lot of priests. I've never kidnapped one.
Could be worth a shot.
There's time for everything.
Don't get me wrong.
I
have
did
killed
give them
priests.
each a shot before. Yes, that was how I did it. Every time.
Well, to be
I
fair,
don't know if you remember
I
how
think
we met.
if we pull this off and survive, the Silver Flame is about to owe us.
Plus, they can die in shame.
Oh yes, every time they die in shame. It's kind of a
But they do
tautology with them.
Alright.
So, do we take his body with us, or just leave it here? Here, right?
I
That
don't
feels.
think I can fit it through the doorway of the orb.
No.
Also, just feels bad. We can come back. We killed the presence, and their
Will
deed
they
is
come
done.
back?
So they're not going to come. Why would they come back? He's dead already.
I mean, it's a
He's
nice place
already
up here. Look
dead.
at the view.
You
Well, we
look
killed him.
down upon the devastated remains of on there.
Actually, from here, on one side, you can see nothing but swirling dark fog that's swirling much more than just fog does. Like, it's got some roilingness to it. It's and it's definitely darker than fog. It's like a weird, almost like void smoke shadow shit, right? That's like, this morning is different than the other morning.
A miasma.
Miasma, that's a good word. And on the other side, you see Lake Galifar completely uncovered, just open to the sky.
Oh. Cool.
I give Milos a little bit of a look for complimenting that view.
I mean, the other option is we tell
Maybe it
no
was
one
bad
about.
timing.
The other option is we tell no one about this place and use it as secret base 2.0.
That's a good
The
idea.
secret base 1.0.
We
It
even have lots of undead as our god dogs.
points down over the edge. It's down there.
Yeah, it was. Do we see a glowy light? How much of those lights propagated?
Oh, jeez.
You do not see a glowy light, unfortunately.
Dang. I cannot believe we found that like week 5. and it had like
And then never went back.
no, there was a gem there that like had a fragment of Rocktal Cash in it or whatever.
Yeah, we had a dragon shard.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, it was an evil dragon shard, and we're like,
So early
not
on.
touching that.
Too
And
scary. Leave it alone.
You have a teleportation circle there too.
we do.
Yep.
Which means I can take
Okay.
us right there.
Do you
Yeah,
think we
terrible
left the
idea.
Dragon chart there.
It's probably not there anymore.
Yeah, it probably got swiped after the morning.
Well,
This
before
morning.
part of it, I don't know. Anyway, we
In
don't.
the process of bringing about said morning.
Yeah, I think that would be most likely. Anyway, so we leave this here. Maybe come get Asayo's body later to get a priest to revive it, but we don't tell them that this place exists.
Just,
Fix it up.
just take the heart first; it'll regenerate. And... Got to use it for crafting.
I
You know?
think we gotta.
It's true.
I think we really gotta go, friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
we need
cool.
to.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, we should be having this conversation while we're flying towards
Yes.
the Silver Flame.
All right,
hideout.
let's go.
All right, we go.
All right.
What?
So you guys heading back up to your airship?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your airship has a lot of spikes on it.
Milos.
Uh-huh.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna flash that because I'm scared.
All right. So 16. You find yourself looking out over the water again. It's this weird sensation. It's almost like you are very high up in the air, so it really is like you're looking over a cliff. But because of the fog, it's just this surreal sensation. Strange. And like you said, you mentioned the view. It actually is kind of just interesting, if nothing else, up here. And so you look out into the water over the massive Lake Galifar. Lake Galifar, for context, like multiple Great Lakes. It's massive. It's huge. It's just even from this extremely elevated position, it's hard to really take in all of it at once. It's a big, big fucking lake. As you look out over the water, you think something's moving.
Hey, does anyone have better eyesight than I do? Maybe I need glasses.
I almost certainly do. Mine's fairy magic.
Do you see anything over there? And I'll point to where I think I see something.
Do I see anything?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
I'm gonna flash it because I'm still scared.
Have y'all heard of what an aboleth is?
Milos goes, no, not there, there. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of, you can't make out a shape from here, but there's like a shadow moving in the water, just a dark spot. You can barely see something deep, something large, something slow.
Leviathan.
Yeah, that would be my thought.
It is slowly making its way towards the eastern shore.
Ooh. Yes, I do see something.
Cool. What is it?
Huge. Just I don't
does
know. Do I
anyone
have
have-
any idea like what kind of water animal creature could be that heckin' big?
Kraken?
Eric has lots of ideas.
You can roll me a nature check.
Oh boy. Also, could I maybe point this out to someone smarter than me? But I will roll a nature check.
Oh,
I mean, there are some pretty terrifying things in nature, especially if you go to other continents. I mean, hell, your continent has dinosaurs. So there's a lot that could be pretty massive under the water.
you think it's Nessie?
There's even beyond natural creatures, you know that, as has already been mentioned, there are aberrations, there are monstrosities, there are even elementals that all could be massive things underwater. Could be one of a number of things.
Nakara is just like, please be a dragon turtle, please be a dragon turtle, please be a dragon turtle.
No shot is that
Turtle.
big. Dragon turtles are like dragon size, right?
Ancient ones are like island size, aren't they?
This is sea
Yeah,
from
small
orbit
islands, I'd
size.
say. Yeah. Dragon turtles are pretty fucking large. I mean, yeah,
Pretty,
you guys
pretty
are
large.
you guys are up in the air pretty far. Not quite orbit, but
We're in geosynchronous orbit right now.
you're, I would say, if you're just above the top of the fog here, at this location, 1,500, 2,000 feet in the air.
Oh, okay. I always assumed it was like so high as to be vanishingly like
A few miles.
yeah, so that like if someone looked up, they wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, if you're close enough, that's pretty accurate. But
Fair enough.
yeah, it's it varies in thickness, so to speak, over it. It's not uniform, but at this location, close to the edge, a little over 1,000 feet.
Gotcha.
Hey yo.
Thank you.
Bonk.
Nick, you are down so bad. Like, how is that possible?
I don't know, man.
Fair
Unstoppable.
enough.
Yep.
Actually, you guys are very
The
high in the
stigma.
air right now. I don't know what you're talking about being down. That's
That is true. That is true.
Yep. Right.
Not at all close to the edge.
I mean, we have to go check it out, right?
I think have to. I don't want to. I want to go straight to Flamekeep, but that's not the size of thing you ignore,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Well, okay. Actually, someone who knows things. How far from Flamekeep are we right now?
What, like a month's cart ride?
It's about 450 miles.
I will be more transparent. What I'm looking to find out. I want to absolutely make damn sure we have Heroes Feast up for this fight. So when it is the night before, I want to make sure we prep that shit. So I'm just wondering if I should be doing that now.
Boat goes 60 miles an hour?
boat goes 30.
30 miles. So it goes
fact check
60
that.
miles an hour? It can dash?
Let me fact check that.
It was 150 miles an hour? The plane?
Around our airship. Yes, this one goes 30 miles an hour.
All right. And let's see. As the crow flies, yes, 450. So realistically, it's 15 hours flight from here.
Yes, but Carrot can only handle driving you about 8 hours at a time.
Eric, you weak baby. I don't mean that. I'm just frustrated.
He has to psychically command the ship, which is taxing.
And no
Okay.
one else can do that.
Correct.
Nope.
So not tomorrow. In that case, yeah, I mean, I think we should stick around long enough to watch whatever this is. I say in abject terror. Yeah, this is fucking terrifying. I do not like water.
I
You're
mean,
a cat,
that could just be him, right? And it's on the way. So like,
more or less.
Why would he be under Lake Galifar?
I don't know, to eat something big and absorb its power, like it did with the Mist Dragon.
This seems like the kind of thing that you would have told children stories of to frighten them.
I'm frightened.
So is a
Right, but you
war
know it's
between
real.
the overlords and the gods. So
Well, true. I just meant like a legendary underwater creature.
I agree, which is why I think we should keep a. I mean, it's big as hell, so we should keep a long distance and see what comes out. And either, I mean, we're probably gonna make a beeline either way. If it's him, then well, we better get a head start.
True. Does this island fly? Can we drive this? I know he moved it from time to time.
probably not with the shattered dragon shard.
Looking around,
Still
do
odd.
I see any like flight control? Or having looked around already, did I see any flight controls?
You did not see any like flight controls that looked like mechanical or anything like that. No.
Or magical?
There's not much here that is mechanical. This place is kept pretty simple. The closest thing to mechanical is the magically moving, what used to be an orrery, inside the main like observatory there. And that's just, again, just a lot of metal parts that are enchanted to move, not necessarily a mechanical device. The dragons are pretty old school. They got a lot of, and it's funny to call that, but yes, advanced magic is old school in this world. It's technology and machines that are the fancy stuff, despite magic being so cool. But yeah, it's also Aseo is very concerned with appearances and very classy about this whole thing. So he didn't leave any exposed like runes or enchantments anywhere.
Minimalists.
Precisely. So with some time and effort uncovering his secrets, you might be able to work out how he did it. But it seems like,
Awesome.
from what you know of this place, he had some sort of custom spells and enchantments he wove on this place to get it to do what he wanted.
At least they weren't bespoke. That would make him way worse. So probably not driving it for the moment. Is that the idea?
Probably.
If you wanted to spend time on it, you could. It also didn't seem like it moved terribly fast. Just, it's a platform designed to sit in one place very precisely and steadily. It's not exactly
a standing desk.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a three-dimensional standing house.
Yeah,
it just kind of
exactly.
shuffles around slowly to wherever he needs it.
It's just a lot more ergonomical. It actually pays for itself.
Things really move at a different speed when you live as long as dragons do.
True. He's showing his friends, it's like it practically teleports.
Look, I can make it rise 50 feet in a week.
And they're all like, holy shit.
And the other dragons are like,
but let's see if we can intercept this thing.
Yeah, okay. On the ship down to the lake. Not too fast. Carrick, how are you doing for driving time today?
Actually, you guys just arrived here at night, at the end of a day. So, I'll say he's got like an hour left in him. Before, we have had him make Constitution saving throws beyond that, as if he was doing a forced march. So versus exhaustion could be a thing if you really want to push it.
I still have foresight, right? Oh no, did I cast it on Trost?
You guys threw foresight out, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not threw it out, but
threw it out.
You
cold.
Deployed
cold,
it.
Jordan.
You deployed it.
We know we threw it out, but still.
Yeah, Drost and Akarth, I believe, are both foresighted.
Yeah.
I think it's just Drost. I didn't get foresight because
on-
Faye wasn't here.
That's
Didn't-
right. Yeah.
But didn't you after? I thought you stopped and cast it after
Yeah.
you didn't want it. To
Oh,
be that situation. Again.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yes.
we
Yeah.
were worried about something worse being inside, but then that like easy mode boss fight was actually all we needed.
And
Yes, I am calling the DM.
Do not say easy mode.
Let me
Holy
just,
god.
I'm gonna add another hit die. To this.
One? How to kill your party through DM spite.
Couldn't Drost have made the investigation check at advantage earlier then?
I think he did.
No, I didn't.
Or a recent one.
The recent one, no. The one earlier he did, yeah, when looking for loot.
Oh, loot, I did. Yeah.
But this one, no.
Frost,
Either
I
way-
feel like you should have been better at that.
Me too, honestly.
So, are we? Can we see the water from where we are?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. I don't want to try to intercept it because we don't want to fucking fight it right now. Like,
You guys are right on the edge of the fog, and it's just straight down wall of fog, right? Like, the island is pretty much hovering over the edge between the fog and no fog. And the fog goes all the way up to the water. So you can see, like, just barely through the fog down below, you can see a little bit of the shore, like just barely peeking through the edges of the fog. Some of the beaches and stuff in the area. So a couple of little piers and such sticking out that barely reach out of the fog. And then you can just see Lake Galifar from there, and it's just clear sky to Lake Galifar from here. So the water is directly below you by 1,500 feet or so.
Oh, it's just swan dive.
Which
If you
basically
have good
goes-
technique, you'll be fine.
If you're a monk, what?
Yeah, we are practically gods. What a way for your character to die.
You are lying. So what's the plan? I'll say you got an hour of travel right now. That's getting down to the water from here is going to be no time at all for Carrick. But if you end up wanting to like do anything more than get to the water, it might be a little trickier. I will say the shadow is pretty close to the shore at this point. It's not like it's out in the middle of the lake far away. It's close enough that you guys are able to spot it. And this lake is massive, so I'd say
And it's moving slow?
it's moving pretty slow.
Is it moving slow, like relative to its scale, like only one
say
body
it's
length
a
per
few-
minute?
I'd say, perhaps shockingly, it's a few miles out.
Okay.
Handful. Hard to
That's-
measure. Not like 2 or 3, more like 5 or 6.
That's pretty close. I don't like that.
Close enough for you to see it from here, so.
How many miles out is the far side of it?
Over 100, over 300, right? Yeah, 350 miles across.
No, I meant of
Not
the
the lake,
the
the
Oh,
creature.
the shadow? Oh, that? No, 0 miles. Rounded down.
That's good.
Anywhere
That's-
from 0 to 1 mile.
Okay,
It's
well,
reassuring.
if we're gonna see it from where we are right now, let's not move and then take our use whatever time we have left to fly
Good
once we
deal.
see what this is.
Based on
Like-
the speed it's going, can I tell how long it'll take for it to get to us? Since we've
Ooh.
been standing around.
Make me an investigation check.
Is this a shadow from a cloud or something?
Make me an investigation check. It is nighttime, if that helps your investigation check. It doesn't. Oh, you're pretty sure it's not a cloud, no.
Oh, cool. Well, pretty sure. So, what, we rest up here, keep watch, make sure it's not like climbing up the air at us.
That
And,
sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
And then off
Yeah,
to Flame Keep
that-
if we're still alive in the morning.
Did I come up with an idea, Jordan?
Yes, I wanted to make sure you weren't flashing it or anything.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna flash it. Screw it. Yeah.
27.
I don't get a chance to flex my intelligence much with Drost at advantage all the time.
On the order of hours. With a 27, fuck it. 27's really high. So I'll say you've got 90 minutes ish, give or take,
We don't have a lot of time, guys.
before it reaches solid ground.
Okay.
Okay, well, we just want to see it, and then
Should we take the time to rest?
We could get down there in less than half an hour. We could do a quick rest.
we don't want to get. Maybe I'm not on the same page as y'all. We don't want to get down there, do we? Why do we want to get down there?
Because if it's something that we should intervene against, then we want to be down there to intervene.
To be fair, I think the only thing we'd be intervening in favor of is a city filled with undead.
I see
Well,
a 0% chance in which we're going to want to intervene right now.
Do you get the sense, sort of, that it's also headed towards Flamekeep?
I get the sense that we may not have a choice in the matter.
I think that this is important. Things that big
I mean,
are important.
if it's going to take that little time to finish crossing the lake, right?
5
It's
or
not
6
gonna-
miles.
It's not going to take that long for it to cross all the way to Flamekeep. So I don't know if we'd even have time for a long rest. Right.
I mean, it's so 90 minutes for like
It's
5
10 miles an hour.
What?
But he said 5 or 6 miles, right?
Yeah, but 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half. So 6 miles, it would be 9 miles an hour. I guess 5 miles would be 7.5.
I got to be real, guys. I'm kind of losing the plot and the planning here. So we can do whatever you want. I'm gonna bow out for now.
Okay. Basically, we think we should fight this thing, whatever it is.
I think that it'll probably take it a couple days to get to Flamekeep if it continues moving at the same pace when it's out of the water. But it's going to be out of the water in an hour and a half. And if it decides it wants to fight us, since we can't move very far, we may be stuck. And I think we should rest up a little bit now while we have the chance, just in case we have to be ready for it.
Okay.
Yeah, a short rest wouldn't be a bad idea.
Let's short rest. I mean, I just think that if we are gonna fight it, there's no reason we need to be down close to it anyway. And if we want to get away, well,
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
be
I think
farther
we
away.
give it the short rest, see what develops, and act on better information at that point. Is that fair?
short rest.
All right. DM, we take a short rest.
All right. You all get the benefits of a short rest. You may roll your hit dice, etc., regain resources, all that good shit.
Did Eli cast regeneration on me at the end of the last?
Yes.
Sounds right.
So that means
How
I just get
long?
my health back, right?
Pretty much. It's like 100 something hit points total, right? It's a lot if you let the whole spell roll out. It just takes a long time.
I have short rested Eli.
Sweet.
Nick,
How long
have
did
you
my
lost
22 hit points
regeneration
last
for me?
from Faye?
Or
What?
throw it in
Oh,
chat.
yeah, let me hit it.
That's a good question, Faye.
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of like let me check.
I'm not sure either.
I mean, obviously they're permanent. so I
It's
can just have
indefinite.
them.
It seems indefinite. It's just you can't get him again until
Sounds good.
after it's a short or long rest. So actually, I can give it to
1 hit point.
everybody once we finish this short rest. I think.
Sounds good.
And I would like to
Um,
watch it while resting, if I can.
I don't often ask this, and you don't need to roleplay out a whole a whole speech or anything, but just what topic do you make the speech on, would you say? What just giving everybody a pep talk, kind of what's the plan?
Play the whole thing.
I'm gonna. I mean, it's gonna be about. We need to be safe and live to fight another day, because I don't think the true fight is here. But I am very afraid, and I think that we can overcome that fear together. So let's stay strong. Let's lean on each other, and just get away if needed.
All right. Very good. So everybody gets that extra temp HP, which is 19, 20 something?
22, baby.
22. Excellent.
22.
22.
I don't know about you. Feeling
But I'm
22.
feeling 170.
All right, I'm rested up.
Big
Okay.
resties.
We'll assume everybody is then.
Yeah,
You take
get
a
my
long
key
rest.
points back.
You take the extra 10 minutes for phase speech. That leaves you with about 20 minutes at this point. Until the thing reaches shore. However, at this
Is
point,
it like poking out?
yeah, I'll say at this point, near the end of phase speech, as you're saying, like, oh, it's, we need to live to see another day. We can't be too rash here. We gotta make sure we think of the long plan here, not just the short-term successes or battles, or whatever. The water starts to churn close to the shore. As something is making, it's something massive is moving through the water, forcing its way, not like swimming, forcing its way through the water, and that is causing a lot of like ripples as the water in front of the thing moves forward, and then the water behind it closes in, and causing that sort of churn and the wake behind it. Even underwater, that is causing visible disturbances on the surface, and you're starting to be able to make out the shape of it a little more clearly, but it doesn't look like a fish or a serpent. Whatever it is looks taller than it is wide.
Giant person with no skin.
It's a Godzilla.
Is it Raktokesh?
Is it a Titan?
Is it a titan? It's the colossal titan.
That's what I was going for.
Can I make out what it looks like?
Yeah.
Puff Marshmallow Man, baby.
Yes. Please let it be that.
I'll say it's not long before you can make it out a lot more clearly. As you look at it, you're trying to make out what it is, and finally, some of the dark, murky depths of Lake Galifar, it finally reaches high enough in them that you're able to start to make out the features of this thing. As a large, metallic head approaches the surface of the water, followed by shoulders.
What now? My son?
Do I recognize it to be a Warforged Colossus?
Indeed, this looks like
Oh.
a Warforged Colossus. A
Cross
lost
point.
weapon from early in the war. Well, early, relatively speaking. The last third of the war, but significantly earlier than right now. That's still 30 years ago. These things went rampant and wild and extremely destructive, and nobody has seen from them in a while. They've not been deployed in recent memory. Everybody kind of stopped using them. They were too destructive.
I will point
We're going to
down
drive that, right?
and look at the rest of the team and say, "We want that.
We
want
we're going
that.
to use that. Yes.
Absolutely, we are taking that over."
I look in utter disbelief at Dross and like, that's the one thing that can fucking shoot us out of the sky. Are you kidding?
That is the one thing that can shoot Raktokesh back to hell.
I can
If
drive
it's the one
those.
thing that could shoot us out of the sky, we want it on our side then, don't we?
That
If you
too, and
think-
also I can drive those.
If you think we can pull
And
this off,
Leroy
then
can
Godspeed.
drive them.
We can pull
How-
this off.
We can
How do
pull
we
this off. I've done
steal it
before.
without breaking
We
it.
shove
big
Leroy
deal.
in its ear, and he sits in the brain. That's what he does,
I
right?
don't think
No,
we
no.
Under the
do it.
chin.
I know what to
Their
do.
brains are under their chin.
Wait, hold
That's-
on.
You get
E-
in there.
Eli jumps up, throwing his hand up in the air, and says, "I could cast fog cloud on you guys."
Wait, let's
Cloud walk.
let's think about this.
Cloud walk. Yeah.
Um,
I was like, I don't want to dunk on Eli.
Fucking
so
wind walk. Yeah, sorry.
so when Swordy Boy came out of hell in the demon waste, it looked like a mist dragon, right? The gemstone.
The Moonstone Dragon, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when it came out of the ground after we killed the
No, from Berkana's message.
oh
What if this
Yeah.
isn't actually a Warforged Colossus and
Is the
is
last thing
another
Rock
weapon
Cash
from
killed?
Fractal Cache? Yeah.
Wouldn't
It's- I think with wind walk we have enough safety to investigate and not die. And we move
also
fast as fuck.
there would be no reason for Roctal Cash to be down here if he's beelining.
I mean, a Warforged Colossus can fuck up a city. I've heard tales.
Yeah, I want to use it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
wait,
just-
Leroy.
Yes.
Leroy. If you get in the head, do you think you can do what you got to do?
Oh yeah.
Make it
Last
work.
time I walked up to it and said that I'm the operator, which I am, and it immediately deferred and opened up for me. Actually.
Okay, well, if we make you flying and invisible, do you think you could like get in the head?
Probably.
Will
I
it
think
let
one-on-one
you-
combat, they're gonna fuck us out. But
Will it let you in the head if it's Rectal Cache?
Probably not. I'd say if it's Roctal Cash, it'll probably try and blast me.
And then what?
Well,
I
that
mean-
laser ripped through a wall pretty easily, so I think
Yeah.
that's death.
And some countryside. Well, I could get out of the way. Maybe.
Could you?
I
said
see it's
maybe.
worth the risk.
I think it's worth
I
the
don't
risk.
think it's
25
Cache.
foot wide hole in the wall. There
It's
is no
25
dodging
feet.
that, Leroy. You just die.
Well, it takes a moment to charge up. I could run.
Let's do it.
I want to do it. Honestly, if I die this way, this is how I was supposed to die.
Nothing risked, nothing gained.
That too. But if a drisk
Hey, look.
means
The Colossus is Lerob.
finally Leroy.
The B
God.
stands for boy.
Yeah, I let's see. It has been a minute. A minute. So showing off the scale of these things. It's massive. I mean, absolutely
massive.
gigantic. This one's bigger than the last one you saw. I will say that as well. The last one's head you saw was small for a Colossus. It was there. It did exist. It was a Colossus technically. This one is like the head is bigger. It is like the size of like a mansion. It is fucking massive, and then the rest of the body is proportional as well. This thing is gigantic. Anyways, let's move on to the water. What are you guys doing now that you have spotted it and you're? It's just barely. It's breaking the surface now at this point.
Well,
I think we should go fly down and get Leroy in range.
send me in.
Yeah, same.
So that
Man,
he
I
can be
figured,
useful in the next combat.
what
DM,
about
I-
the
Fuck.
Damn, I figure I know enough about Warforged Colossus to be absolutely terrified of this thing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Judiciously
Okay.
respectful.
I don't like this guy, but
You are. I mean, I still am forgetful on how much the rest of the party knows about your history, but has that been revealed yet?
I
No.
Don't
gave
think so.
I
opportunities.
don't. know much.
Like the one guy in where was it? Wreck and Mark like saw through my disguise, and like I think Eli was going to ask about it, and then the session
Well, it just
ended.
didn't- yeah,
and
yeah.
just never asked next session.
Okay, I don't think it's probably not the it's not exactly a secret at this point, but the party hasn't technically been told directly
Yeah.
that you worked with House Kenneth, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, because of that, I mean, your house, they're the world's arms dealers, right? They are churning out not just helpful things, they're churning out healing items as well as weapons constantly for all sides of this war at all
We
times.
play all the sides.
Yes.
Great.
Both creating wounds, fixing them up on both sides of the equation,
sides of the fight.
all over the place, massive profits, right?
Mhm.
Huge. That's
This
all I really
episode
care
brought
about.
to you by
profits.
Raytheon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That company, House Kenneth, stopped making this weapon. It was too bad. That's the level of terrifying we're dealing with here. The ridiculous, over the top fantasy military contractors that helped continue a war to 100 years stopped making this weapon because it was too destructive.
But guys,
This thing's gotta be awesome.
we're basically gods.
That's
I am having the worst bad feeling about this.
It will-
Faye's not down.
It will kill us, and we can't res 4 of us.
Yeah, I trust Milos completely on this. Like, I know that he would not be saying this unless it was very true, because I know y'all would love this sort of
if you all
like,
get me
trust me.
several miles away from this,
I
give me flight and haste me. I can fly down to it and only risk myself.
I
If you
want this
wanted
as
to-
much
I'm
as you
willing for
guys,
Leroy to only risk himself.
but this is fun.
Thank you, Clemens.
I have
Yes.
great faith in you, Leroy.
In this case, I think the ends of destroying Rock Tulkesh maybe don't justify the production of a new one, but maybe the use of one that's just thrown itself in all that.
We don't even know if it's a real one and not Ractal Cash.
Well, if it's Rock Tulkesh, then we fight him here.
To be
not-
We
fair,
don't have any choice. If
If
it was
it was
Rock, if it's Rock
Raktal
Tulkesh, he can catch up to us.
he would be moving a lot faster.
That too.
Not to throw too much extra fuel on the fire here,
Ooh, I'm ready.
but you guys have been discussing
fuel?
for a minute. It's almost to shore. It is now
Sounds-
shoulders above the water, arms swinging back and forth, churning the water beneath
Alright.
it.
I think Leroy should go try to talk to it. And if he gets swatted like a fly, so be it.
Leroy, everyone cast invisibility, cast fly, whoever has it. Otherwise, Carrick, take us away.
I will message one of you if it works out. All right?
Question.
Answer.
Do you want, or question for Leroy, do you want Windwalk or do you want Fly?
I'll need to be in possession of my faculties. So flying will be the best option.
Yeah, he
Alright.
needs to be able to sneak.
Alright, Eli will hit you with Fly.
Thank you, Eli. I hover off the
You're
ground.
welcome.
22.
22.
Eli's NPC just says 22.
Eli's a Pokemon, just says his
It's
name
like
over
Quet.
Eli, E-I-O.
Oh,
22.
All right. All right. Milos, can you haste me?
Here, I can't do any of the other spells. I'll haste you.
Oh, thanks,
Wait a
thank
minute. Wait a minute. Does haste last 1 minute?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna risk you getting exhausted down there. Sorry, no
That's
fucking
fair.
way.
That's fair. I can probably just fly up normally. It's within distance to fly up
Carrick
normally, right?
also starts moving the ship away, as you say, Carrick, move out, because this thing is very tall, getting close to shore, the distance with you being on the edge of shore and 1,500 feet in the air, 1,500 feet in the air, it's starting to be able to reach up to you. So it's at the point where, Carrick is starting to move up higher just to be a little out of its reach, just in case.
Yes. Up is good.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's getting close to us anyways, then like
I will fly out towards it, try to intercept it on its path.
All right, is that a planning or you're doing?
I'm doing that.
Okay, so just fly. No other buff spells at the moment.
Correct.
Okay, Leroy heads down. Move down to intercept it. By the time you get there, as you guys have discussed for a little bit more time, it's now the water is about got half of its abdomen out of the water. It's starting to move a little faster as it gets more and more of its form out of the water. There's less drag behind it. It's able to use more and more of its force for movement rather than resisting the water. As it's rising as well, there's water just draining and pouring out of all over the place. But it's not like this thing seems like it's fairly watertight. There's streams of water poking out from different places, and those are large streams to you. They're little like pinpricks of water for it, in its size. So the water inside is going to take a while to get out. But it's going, and it's definitely picking up speed. So you fly down. Where? Describe yourself. How do you fly down? Where do you fly down to?
Just that like very non-Superman flying. That's like I'm just floating towards it almost, like upright. And I am dropping down, not straight into its line of sight because I don't want it to open its mouth at me immediately. But like making myself visible.
Okay. What point are you trying to position yourself with respect to it? Like, flying up to its face is about 100 feet away. Like, what's your positioning?
Probably closer than 100 feet away because I have to be able to talk to it easily.
All right.
But like, I guess if you envision like almost standing off of its nose like a little fairy.
Okay. As you get down closer to it, there's still...
And
yes?
Bear in mind, I can see the true form of any shape-changed creature within 30 feet of me.
All right. You're not 30 feet of it yet. Because as you get about 100 feet from it, a little hard to estimate, but around there, its head tilts back and its jaw opens. And you see the familiar form that you haven't seen in weeks now, months, of your son charging up its fucking giant death laser.
I will shout out, I am the operator, Leroy, Region 3 of Repair 03. Stop. And I will start moving out of the way of the blast.
The head tracks you almost effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Just this robotic motion of you try to move a little bit, and it's not like it sees you move and then adjusts. It's locked onto you like a bird of prey. Its head is perfectly aligned with you at all times.
All right. Do I have how did I spoke to the last one, right? I didn't like telepathically communicate with it.
I believe so.
I'm trying to do what I did with the last one and assuming that will work.
I honestly can't remember which one you did back then. That's on me.
Oh, okay. I will do the one that I remember doing.
All right. So you speak to it. You say, I am the operator. Echoing up from the throat of this thing, its mouth not moving as it's still charging this laser, you hear a deep robotic voice utter a single word, as if through like a speaker, right? It's an electronic motorized device somewhere in there. Probably with some enchantments as well, giving it, its small amount of sentience and awareness and such that makes it such an efficient weapon. Not nearly as much sentience as, normal Warforged have. This thing is built only as a weapon, built to be a beast of war, but a robotic one. It is not so much taught as it is trained. It is not so much feeling as it is thinking. Points this maw of death up towards you, and that's the word you hear. Death. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, Leroy, as the laser beam arcs out towards you.
All right. So getting the advantage because I was already trying to dodge out of the way.
Also, you probably were taking the dodge action. That would make sense. It would make you a little slower, but yes.
Oh, I've rolled worse.
Holy shit. Just want to let you know.
It
The
was only a
DC
25.
was 26. That is a pass. That is a pass. Thanks to your advantage.
I still take 150 damage.
You take 45 radiant damage.
Okay. Let's see.
Because it just, as you manage to like flip and span out of the way just in time, and the beam itself doesn't hit you, but it's just so close to you that you feel not necessarily heat. It's not warmth that's coming off this thing, but just raw, magical, destructive power. Well, like, yeah. Just that being close to you does that much to you.
Let's see.
Are you wearing any clothing, Leroy?
I have a glamour weave that I wear.
Glamour weave. Okay, fair enough. That is magical.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I carry fine clothes with me, but they're probably stowed. Or no, I just teleport. I guess I was on the ship briefly, but I don't know where I normally keep that.
That's fair. That's fair. I was more so meaning if you had any loose clothing, it probably would have just burned off of your back as you were so close to this laser. Just utterly destroyed it. But you're not wearing any. You're wearing Glamour Weave, which is enchanted and therefore a little bit more durable to such things. So you're fine there.
Was there some other command word that I used? I can't remember.
I believe that was the main thing.
Okay. Did I get any sense of it understanding me?
Acknowledgement, but no reception, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, no, I'll go ahead and say you can make another action if you want.
All right. I will call out to it again and say, I am the operator, chosen of Leon. Stand down and allow me to enter.
Right. Again, it keeps the head locked on you. It seemed to lock in place for a brief second when it fired the laser beam, but then the jaw closes and it kind of finishes the recoil of what it just did, and the head spins back immediately, very quickly, to lock onto you again. Two panels on its shoulders pop open, and what looks like anti-air guns pop out, and they begin to shoot at you.
Man, too bad you don't have Dimension Door. You could just teleport inside its head.
I think I do have that, right?
Of course you do.
I'm going to say you're probably dodging with this one again, since you only spoke to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So these will be a disadvantage. But that is still a 26.
Barely.
A 25. prevented a natural 20, but that is a 32 and a 39.
Yeah, those all hit.
All right. So that is 4 attacks against you.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, I guess. Oh wait, they already had disadvantage. Yeah. Well, this is an AA gun. How much could that hurt?
A lot. Yeah. Holy
Uh,
shit.
with all 4 hits hitting you,
Mhm.
actually, I need a reminder on some mechanics here for all you D&D nerds in chat. With regards to the fly spell, because one of the rider effects of this turret is the creature is knocked prone. And if I remember correctly, that sends you plummeting when you're flying, but I can't remember if fly gives you, like, if the hover speed corrects for that, or what the deal is with that. I remember there being some sort of interaction there.
What a good question. Let me go ahead and drop fly in chat.
Fly spell prone 5e. Do.
It only says a flying speed, not any kind of hover speed.
If a flying creature is knocked prone, or has its speed reduced to 0, or is deprived of the ability to move, it falls, unless it has the ability to hover or is being held aloft by magic, such as the fly spell.
So the fly spell does counter this then, because it's not natural flight, but rather, even you're probably sent tumbling through the air by this, but since magic is keeping you aloft, that part doesn't hit you.
You could quite literally T-pose over a falling dragon because a low-level spell gives you such incredible advantage over it.
True. Leroy.
Yes.
Total damage of all 4 attacks is 80 force damage.
80 force damage, you say?
Indeed.
Okay, well that downs me. I'm trying to see if there's anything I have that I can cheat that with.
Did
Have you
you
have your book
subtract
of
the,
death ward?
Oh yeah, I have my death ward, so I'll go to
Okay.
1.
Also, did you subtract from the temporary hit points they gave us?
I did.
Okay.
I took 45
just
damage a
checking.
second ago.
So we're going to split this
Yeah.
up into 4 attacks then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's see. This is 27 on the first hit. That was a meaty one.
All right.
21 on the second hit.
Oops. Oh, hey, the best rule.
20 on the third hit. You still up?
The heck. I am, yes.
Okay. Then the fourth hit is the one that brings you down with the remaining 12 damage. It was a low one. So that is the one you reduced to 1 instead of 0. And you're barely standing.
I did some wrong math in there, but I was at 14.
But that's
So.
fine.
Yeah, I'm at 1. All right.
Actually, wait, did you say you were at 14 before the last one?
I did. I'm sure I did math wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, either way,
Because I
yeah,
had
you're at 1.
72 health. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. The last one was 12, so yes, that does work out. Okay.
Yeah. All right. How far away from it am I?
When the first laser went off, you're about 100 feet away. If you're trying to stay at that distance earlier,
I've been trying to approach, but I have been dodging stuff.
so it would just be fly speed in, so 40 feet away.
40 feet away. Okay. Let me read. Where the heck is? Oh, this is all in 8. I was like, my spell list all changed. Far step. The space I can see. Misty step is. I can see. Can I see into the cockpit?
You cannot.
Hmm.
These things
I can't,
are
like.
these things are terrifying constructs designed to kill mages. They didn't really leave many weaknesses for mages to exploit.
Yeah. Trying to think of it. Because I have a lot of mobility. Like, knowing where the entrance is, could I get up in the what's it called? The jaw from here?
Um. One second, please. I'm gonna say that as you saw it open its mouth and charge up the laser, you didn't notice a similar entryway as you saw on the last head you saw. These things weren't really mass produced, so they're not all the same. Sort of, they were just commissioned by various countries to make sure that everyone had one against each other.
Okay. Well, then would I know if these can see through invisibility?
Roll me. This is a fairly low DC, but I think it is still a DC nonetheless. This will be a history or arcana, I'll say, because you were a military. Oh yeah, okay, easily. Yes, these things are equipped with true sight.
All right. With that, would I remember how large the true sight range is?
With a natural 20, yeah, 150 feet of true sight.
Okay. Boy, this is fiddly.
Yeah, they are, like I said, designed as counters to armies of mages.
Mm-hmm.
From the ship, could we tell how far the laser went? Like,
hard to tell exactly at what point it stopped being, deadly and was just glowy light off in a direction, but hundreds of feet.
there's no escape.
Well, if I can get outside of its true sight range. I'm 40 feet away right now.
That's right.
Okay, by hand. And it does just teleport. Okay. That I can see. And there's no windows and ways I can see into this thing.
Nope.
So I just need to be getting away right now. All right. 45. Does casting Misty Step that that stacks with it?
I will say, even though your true sight range it's 30 feet, right? Or not true sight, but like seeing the shape of shape changers.
Which sight? Yeah.
Which sight? Thank you. Even though it as a creature is 40 feet from you, it's moving around and stuff. I'll say at certain times, just because of the size of this thing, when it moves, there's large shifts in like where each edge of it is located in space, if that makes sense. If it's going to take a step forward and its head moves backwards, then it puts that foot down, its head moves forward, it's going to be, a huge amount of space, really. It's going to get closer to you. So at certain points, you get glimpses just on the edge of your vision, flashes, barely. What you see is not that this thing has taken a different shape, but you do see sort of superimposed over the face of it the same terrifying face you saw in hell, a face of anger, no eyes, just a snarling mouth with bone white flesh.
Okay, so it's time for me to leave. All right, I will far step. I think that's my biggest teleportation. Yeah, I will. All right, I will far step 60 feet away. Use my hand to blink 15 more feet away. Oh, sorry. Oh, past far step.
That makes sense.
So that is 85 feet this turn.
Yep.
I will. Sorry, go ahead.
So it's bonus action and free action.
Oh, is it my reaction on that? I thought it just said I can do it. Whenever you cast
free action. Yeah, special action, free action. Like
okay.
No cost action.
Because I was going to do that multiple times.
Makes sense.
And then I would like to allow the energies of did I get Misty Step from? I didn't get it from this one, did I? Or...
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking. Sorry.
I was just gonna animate it flavorfully, but then I didn't remember which thing I got Misty
Gotcha.
Step from, and I think it's invisibility that I got from this one.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've bonus actions, you've taken the extra teleport. Anything else you're doing?
All right, so I'm doing. Sorry, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm doing Far Step as my action.
It's a bonus action.
Is Far Step a bonus action?
Or at least it's listed that
Oh.
way in Foundry. It could be an import error.
No, it says bonus. It's it looks like it's a bonus action. Okay. I don't have any other teleportation, do I?
Big Misty Step. It's chain Misty Step.
Yeah, it's Misty Step every turn, which is pretty good.
And double.
Okay, then I will just use so that's 85 feet, and then I will fly 60 feet and dash 60 more.
Okay,
away.
A lot of movement, so you're getting the fuck out.
Yeah. Yes,
Right.
I am doing that.
Very good.
This isn't my son.
This is,
this is the Lord of Death.
He made 205.
All right, so you Misty Step.
Is that what I heard? 85?
So yeah, you were like 205, and you were 40 feet away, so it's like almost 250 feet away from it now in total. Just about.
Yes.
Okay. As you move away from it, it seems to disengage. It seems like you get the feeling that you were just a fly it was swatting down. It didn't actually want you dead. You're just in its way.
And that makes me want to go look at the back of its skull.
So you've escaped.
Right, well, I will head back up to the boat.
So a very crispy Leroy flies back up to the boat.
Somehow panting despite the lack of lungs, I say, it's Rock-Tolkesh. You were right. It's not what it seems.
This thing is now waist above water. Its
Carrick,
thighs
go.
barely churning the water as it's trying to lift one leg up to step onto land.
Well, we're glad you made it back safe.
Thanks, me too. We need to be leaving right now.
We'll get you patched up, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll rest or something right now, but
maybe up is the safest direction. I mean, it looked like the laser could only go so far, and Carrick only has a little bit left in him for the day, right?
That is true. You don't got much distance in Carrick.
And,
Carrick can start making forced march rolls. You have exhaustion for it, potentially.
It's just gonna keep going. I don't want to be in that thing's range, and
we're gonna need to get that a wide berth.
I agree. The good thing is Leroy, did you say that it kind of disengaged with you when you started to fly away? Because that makes me hope that if we're at least out of its reach.
It did do that. Yeah, you probably were just watching. Yeah, it stopped shooting at me as soon as I ran away, which is good because, well, I sort of just look at me.
Yeah. I agree with Milos. We should just get out of range and then beeline as soon as we can.
I'd like to think that Leroy right now, you've got the dark hell armor, the Hellfire steel that's got the flakes of orange in it and stuff, right? But you've just been hit by so much raw magical power that, like, it's not like you've been punctured or battered or sliced or anything like that. It's like places where you're impacted by these bolts of magic are just like red hot glowing, like they are just pumped full of energy right now, just sizzling.
Yeah, like the steel doesn't actually transfer it or heat very efficiently. It's just like,
yeah,
these spots are still, yeah.
So this extremely heat resistant metal that you've got on is just smoldering.
I'm gonna like walk up to Leroy, instinctively start casting mending, and then realize, wait a second, that won't work, and cast Cure Wounds instead to get you up a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't even know if you want to like roll for this, but I'm just
Leroy
gonna
up.
cure wounds until he's up. But I mean, presumably we're about to long rest, so.
All right. So as you guys pull the ship up, I'll say it's less than an hour. You're able to get up high. It's not going to take Carrick long at all to get you another 1,000 feet up into the air or so, just out of the way of this thing. That's the order of minutes, really. So if you guys want to rest there, you may. But as you sit up here out of reach, it climbs up and disappears into the fog below. But again, much like when it was in the water, the fog beneath swirls as it moves through it. And it moves slowly, faster than it did in the water, but slowly. And every once in a while you just hear the boom, boom, as it takes its massive footsteps that you're sure are absolutely destroying whole neighborhoods down below.
Right.
Actually, as you guys look over the edge, and I'm sure most of you are probably keeping watch on it just in case, it's headed south.
I'm not watching it.
Can I think of anything that a Warforged Colossus might want to do in the south? Like, I know Sharn is kind of southeast or west, but
Hey, what's this little thing right here?
Whole thing right where?
Was that our base?
that's our secret base, I think.
That's roughly south, ain't it?
I can't quite see what you've got there. Give me 1 second, because I've got a map that's not fucked up there. Yes, that square is your base, your old base.
Yeah, that's roughly south. Sorry if you can't hear me now. There's a cat on my shoulder.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, we can hear you.
But that is also a very acceptable reason not to be heard. But Milos, since you asked, the other notable thing in a southwardly direction is Arcanix, the world's best mage school.
That'll do it.
Also run by Rakshasa.
Interesting. I don't know what it would want with mages, but I'll mention that that's also south. Was that an Ondair thing, or does that still exist?
Yes, still an Ondair. It's that little dot
Okay.
along the southern road from Passage, to the west of your base.
Oh, this one?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
How far away is that? Flying distance.
About 120 miles, if I had to guess.
Yeah. So another half day. Half day by flight. Yeah.
Are we gonna fight this thing?
No,
we are not.
absolutely not. Not right now. We need more preparation. Literally in like 10 seconds to do me up like this.
I mean, yeah, Leroy, God, like I mean, in the days to come, but even then, I don't think we can do this by ourselves. That's too much.
We need.
What if it finds something somehow even stronger before we get help?
Well,
what Alceo said is ringing truer and truer. We might need to find a different way.
I agree. Yeah, we can't. Oh, shit.
How many Paragon points do we have?
I'm sure if we talk to it
Your
nicely, that'll
team,
work, right?
not a lot. Our team, maybe a few.
Like 10 for you guys.
You guys have, yeah, I mean, you've racked up some absolute renegade points over the course of this campaign.
True. What if we intimidate Raktalkesh into taking the L? So, yeah, we're not beating it one-on-one. It didn't even, like, the only time I had to even try and dodge was as it was firing. It, like, was the most advanced targeting I've ever seen.
I believe every bit of that. I don't know what else to do.
Well, we're not going to beat it unless we get help, and I think our best bet is warning Flamekeep that Raktalkesh is literally on his way.
I think so, yeah.
Is he on his way? He's going south.
Well, he might be making a victory tour. You have to get like the most kills and win. At least you're
Worried
number
that
one.
he's just doing the same thing as we are and gaining more power.
Well, if we want to cut him off to some degree, I can teleport down to our old base and grab that shot if it's still there. Whoever said the Mages College is down that way might be right. Could warn them.
I mean, they're probably dead. They're under the
Oh,
morning.
right. Under. But maybe
Right,
something
that's why
under?
I'm just not concerned about the
Um,
mages.
there's a note about Arcanix, since you mentioned under it. Arcanix is there's like a, technically it's a college and a town of the same name, and the town below is pretty much all just farms, lots and lots of farms. And I say below because this college is floating. It is a massive floating island, tons of towers everywhere, a huge castle in the sky, where the mages train and stuff.
Does that castle move?
It is pretty locked to its location, unfortunately, despite the reference.
Disappointing.
Terrible campaign.
Damn,
That's not on the campaign, that's on the setting.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, sorry. The campaign's perfect. The setting is dog. I do kind of agree that maybe we should warn the Silver Flame first so they can start their various what's they called? Preparations, fortifications, panic.
I think we only can choose one or the other. It's moving even faster now that it's out of the water.
It is. It's getting those steps per minute up.
Flamekeep is
Flamekeep has the track record.
It's the known quantity, and we can't. As much as I want the golden outcome here, if we just go after it now, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
That is not a combat challenge that we can overcome. So I don't know if we can get a message out, but whatever's going on at that college is going to need to happen. We got to batten down the hatches and Flamekeep, as much as I fucking hate that, and just do what we can there. Prepare sufficiently. I don't know. I'm over my head, but I feel like that's the only option we have.
I do wonder, does Raktalkesh voluntarily become the last thing he kills? Or is it involuntary?
I don't know. That was speculation.
Well, he's that right now. I'm just saying, like, I'm ass at combat.
You're not allowed to sacrifice yourself, Leroy.
You have to go through the party one by one until only one party member remains and gets the final kill.
Like, give him a mouse.
Just cast an illusion that makes the starfish seem like it's angrily challenging him.
To be fair, if he killed something and then turned into it just because he killed it, there's a chance he probably already would have turned into undead as he walked through the city.
That's
exactly.
True. That's
And
true.
he's
Do you think it's every time he turns into something stronger than the last thing he defeated?
Possible.
That was my next hypothesis.
Oh, these are good ideas. Who knows which is correct?
Can Nakarth make a religion check to see what he might have heard about this one?
Sure, this is a very high DC though, incredibly high. Because
Alright.
most people just say, yeah, that dude was fucking evil, he's terrifying, and he created war. Like, he's the manifestation of war. They don't really go into detail about what abilities he would have if he were to achieve mortal form again. They just kind of don't speak of that. So this is,
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
say this is a.
Yo,
this
who would
is
win in a
a-
fight?
I'm gonna give this a DC of 30. This is a nearly impossible check.
Well,
Milos?
Shit.
Miles could
ready?
flash it, yeah.
Yeah, I do have foresight. So
I mean, I didn't say anything beforehand, so I can't cast guidance, right?
Yeah, a little late.
Yeah.
I mean,
damn it.
I feel like knowledge checks are hard to do guidance on anyways, because it's not like, I don't know. It's,
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird
Hard to point out
gray
something in your
area.
brain.
It's a gray area in 5e, I feel like, where it's like, yeah, these checks are just knowledge checks, but we don't call them that. Yeah.
Actually, based on the motives and information that's been shared so far, can I make an insight check?
Ooh, I'd say if this is a check to base it on the information so far, it'd be more investigation than insight.
Balls. All right, religion.
All right.
25. Oh, 25. I still had it set to private for
I can see it.
GM.
I can see it though.
Yeah.
Reveal to
25.
everyone.
I'm gonna flash that.
All right.
Flash it.
That's a 30.
Holy shit.
I'm just
close.
curious. How does the flash help with this case? You give him like
Oh, I don't know. What
Have you
Hey,
seen Evan Dow's videos?
I don't even know what information Nakarth is looking for. I lost track.
yeah, oh wow,
It's
I'm just trying
the
to
movie Limitless.
It's Evan Gao. It's Brain Blast.
brain blast. Okay, perfect. Yeah. You give him a quick blast of magic that just enhances mental faculties real quick. Make sure he remembers every detail. And Nakarth, with a check of 30.
I just walks over and nuzzles him on the
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
ankle.
The power of cats transcends all knowledge.
Absolutely.
Magical static electricity.
Nakarth, meeting the announced nearly possible DC of 30, the called shot. You recall some ancient knowledge about overlords, and this might be something that is spoken of more readily in Solana rather than here on Corvair,
Mhm.
where these terrifying supernatural forces are more readily apparent, and the threats are more
Right.
real, so you're more willing to speak of their actual capabilities and not just say they're too terrible to comprehend. And so you've heard of
I've
these
been
things.
comprehending a living nightmare.
Exactly. So you have heard of the overlords and some of their capabilities. And one thing that all overlords share is the ability to polymorph themselves into anything they've seen.
I'm sorry, what? I got
I like
distracted.
the implication that there's a Warforged Colossus under Lake Galifar. We could use that later.
You uncover that all overlords have the ability to shape change, technically not polymorph, but same difference, into essentially anything they've seen. There are limits to that, however. And I'll say, you know what? You nailed the 30 called shot check, the DC 30 called shot check. So I'm going to additionally reveal. Let me make sure I've got this information exactly correct here. There we go. I'm going to additionally reveal that their shape change can only change into here it is. Humanoid, beast, giant, or dragon forms.
Ah,
Essentially, the things that used to be powerful in the time of the things that used to be powerful that weren't celestials during the golden age, or the dark age, really golden age for them, the age of the overlords. They don't really have magic to transform into things that have gained power since then, like the aberrations or etc., monstrosities, constructs, and so on.
then how the fuck did he turn into a colossus?
Wait, is it humanoid?
It's a
It
construct.
seems giant. Oh, okay.
Warforged are humanoid in 5e, Eberron.
Yes, but the Colossus.
But we don't talk about that.
Yes.
Yes.
The Colossus is not quite sentient enough to be humanoid. It's
No.
really more like it's like in a weird gray area where this is a robot that gets piloted, but it kind of sort of has a mind and soul. It's like Ava territory.
I mean, like,
So
I don't. Like, this is a super long shot, but there's like no way that I know that like there's a secret button on the back of the leg that disables the Warforged Colossus, right? Like, that wouldn't have been built in or anything.
I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You know with absolute certainty there are no weaknesses built into this thing.
Yeah.
I
I mean, we're good at what we
has no
do,
weakness.
but also, fuck.
Yeah, no backdoors, no weaknesses. These things are the pinnacle of efficient death machines created by the world's best arms dealers.
So it technically shouldn't have been able to turn into one of those.
Correct.
Maybe it was just
visually
piloting
a little bit strange, because instead of the normal, like with Mahadi, who you guys haven't met, Mahadi's really fun, evil, terrible, but really nice guy.
Pretty cool.
He was very clearly like other people. I could see the form he showed us, and then more obviously the form that he actually was, his true form. And this was a little bit different. It was more like it was overlaid. It was like it was a skin or whatever.
Then perhaps this colossus is simply under the influence of Ractal Cash.
Well, that would suck.
Yes, it would.
Not only would that mean we have to deal with a rampaging Colossus, we've got to also track down wherever Ractal Cash is.
Well, it definitely looked like Raktokesh. Like, Raktokesh was there.
So you saw the aspect of the Demon Lord of War
Anybody?
over
Sorry.
a Colossus. No, you're good.
Not so much over. Like, the Colossus was overlaid, if anything.
It was more like a flash in your vision, just like boom, the face is here. Like
It was more like a flash in my vision, kind of like boom, like the face is here.
thank you. Anybody who wants to, real quick, can make an investigation check. Open roll if you think your character would think more deeply about this. I'll set the DC at 20.
Well, I have one
That's
flash
all.
left.
I'll roll for it.
You know what? I'm gonna flash
As
myself.
you guys are discussing this, I think your character's ability to put together clues and things should come into play here.
Much better than ours.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, yeah, some of you have 20 intelligence, ridiculous. Like, and I'm not saying this as a jab against any player's intelligence here at the table,
Except mine.
because
I get
this
it.
also could be a failure on my part to make things obvious enough. But it's also just an interesting way to introduce the investigation checks more often because I think they're cool and are neglected.
Hey.
The 22 Milos. Raktokesh is the rage of war. You could also say he's the god of weapons. And this is pretty much the biggest weapon of war that has ever been created. So if there's anything he was going to have influence over.
So it makes sense that he should be able to become one, even though we don't like it.
More
control
so
one.
that he might control one. Yes, indeed.
I want to say Joanna called that idea out like over a minute before Sky brought it up.
I mean, Sky is known to be brain bad, so.
No, you brought it up before any of us.
Yeah, you're good.
So I think Raktokesh is probably piloting it somehow.
Essentially.
Its influence has caused Raktalkesh's physical presence outside of hell. It might be influencing the Colossus to reactivate as the flames of war reignite.
Boy, I don't like that idea, but it does sound right.
So there's a good chance more of them are going to wake up across the continent if we can't stop him at Flamekeep.
That's the money.
Yeah, that seems
That's
pretty
it.
true.
Oh boy.
Well, now we gotta win harder.
I don't like this, guys.
It's almost like tier 4 consequences.
And that terrifying note is where we're going to leave off for this week. As you guys have uncovered the looming threat, the real consequences of a god of war, a demon god of war from the darkest age that history has ever had a chance to record, has been reawakened.
And he's not even at full power yet.
And he's not even at full power yet. That's true.
Yo, who can say they went 2 rounds with a Warforged Colossus and lived to talk about it, though?
True.
I'm
Barely.
extremely impressed you're alive. I don't know.
Now, admittedly, one of those rounds was taking a haymaker to the chest, and the other round I went down.
Yeah, one of those was narrowly avoiding 90 points of essentially disintegration. The other round was, taking cannon fire from 4 sides and then plummeting.
Like, if you hadn't met that first DC, you just were full dead on the second.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't have. Staying around for a second
yeah,
round.
you hit
for
the
that,
DC exactly. It was a 26.
which is insane.
And then, yes, the 4 attacks on you, it wouldn't have stopped when you went unconscious. It would have just kept double tapping. Like, there's...
Yeah.
That was
I'm
very
glad
narrow.
I decided to go on my own.
So that is the threat you're currently facing.
Oh boy.
Even with the reduced power of Raktokesh, this is just one of his puppets.
Yep.
But thank you all for playing this week.
Thank
We'll
you
pick
for
up from here
Thank you
next
very
week.
much, Brandon, Jordan.
Thank you.
I hate this.